I gotta ask, who is this for? Who was this for? And the reason why I asked that is because this thing out the gate is $1,000 in 2026. Now, I'm not surprised when people were getting really excited about this thing, and I was excited too. But I want to say, not to toot my own horn here, I was being more realistic because even when Steam was saying we're trying to target around 750, something like that, I knew that I was like, they're not going to hit that. Not the way these prices are looking with AI and PC parts. Like that's not going to happen. And so now we have the official price guide here. Steam machine 512 gigabytes is going to be 1,049. What are you going to do with 512 gigabytes? What are you going to do with that? I guess you're going to play like a bunch of indie games, which is not bad at all. There's a great ton of indie games out there. But if you want to play something AAA, that's going to take like, I want to say, a quarter of that, and you'll have like maybe some space for maybe another AAA, and that's it. Or some AA games like Chronos or something like that, and a bunch. And the rest of it is going to be saved for like indie games, or maybe some emulation, or some fan-made games like Hyper Dragon Ball Z, or like I like to play Hyper Dragon Ball Z and Ultimate Double Dragon, things like that. And that even comes with the controller. So we move on to number two, the 512 gigabyte variant with the controller. That's 1128. Let me show you something right quick before we continue. These are pre-built on Amazon, 1199 and 1129. This thing is running a 5060 RTX. Okay. And for those of people who say like, well, it's more of a console. I'm right now playing Onimusha on my 4080 with on my big TV, 60 4K 60. So again, I ask, who is this for? But let's continue. So then we get the 2 terabyte 1340. That's a lot better, but still it doesn't come with a controller. Even my PS5 Pro that was about $900 came with a controller and 2 terabytes of storage. Okay, and then you got the 2 terabyte with the controller for 1428. And I gotta ask, who is this for? Because I saw the performance. This thing doesn't even run a lot of games that are like intensive at 60 frames per second. Now, if I can still play games at 30 frames per second. I'm not so lost into the PC weeds where it's like I can't even look at 30 frames. I can look at 30 frames. Like I'm playing my Switch 2, 30 frames isn't that bad. If I'm playing my Rogue Ally X, I'm playing something like Final Fantasy 7 Remake or Rebirth, I'll turn the graphics up and leave that mess on 30 frames per second. It don't bother me. But this thing's supposed to be like an alternative to like a PC console hybrid, and this isn't really so much Steam's fault. I don't know. Maybe it is because they didn't help, but the fan